Our Axolotl talk has just started as well. Everyone's got these horrifying balloons too. They keep like, look at the demonic eyes on that. But everyone is enjoying the beautiful talks of our wonderful animals. And I really hate where these are in the wall. Like, I don't like that they're sunken into the wall, so I'm going to try and move them. It might disturb the talk. Oh, and I've clipped through the ceiling. Right, let's move these into a more sensible position. Even just that is better. And this is probably going to stop his talk. Yeah, but I don't mind. I'd rather get it done. That looks so much better already. And I believe we've got a few rewards. So, our guest numbers, we've got 1,350 guests in the zoo. We've got another 8 on top of that. So we've absolutely demolished that. And then the inspector's report. Oh, we got an overall rating of 5 stars. No way. That's awesome. Wow, we really smashed it all the way around. Wow, so our education push really did help. We did a great job. That's awesome. I was not expecting that, honestly. I was really not expecting that. Well, I think we need to keep expanding this building here. So let's have a go at that. Let's continue on. What animals do we want to put in there? If we go with the same criteria as before, exhibit animals that are extinct in the wild and critically endangered. We've got a few in here. I think we said we were going to go for the fire salamander and the Herman's tortoise, didn't we, inside, and the lesser Antillean iguana. Those 3 were going to be the inside ones. I might leave the spider for later. We can see. Although we could put it in. Maybe we have all of them. We have like a section with all of them. Yeah, I think that makes sense. We'll have another 4 in here. And we just basically need to knock through this wall and continue the building through. There we go. Perfect. It works already. We're probably going to need to do something with these beams. I think we're going to need some realistic supporting structure every so often. So let's use these because they're nice. Like, they look really nice, these beams. And it adds a bit more color to what could otherwise be quite a dingy, like, wood. So I like using these. I'm just thinking as well, for separation into this area, because this is all like our aquatic, everything's underwater. I wanted to add like the PVC strips or something. Because I think this'll go quite well in here. Something like that seems good. Oh, the lights are coming on because it's dark. Yeah, I like that. And then we can put another wooden beam in the center that kind of like masks it because it's weird to have the metal. I think that works quite well. And yeah, this just corners off the area and people can walk through into the next section. Oh wow, it's really coming down, the rain. And we've got some new challenges as well. Release 1 African spurred tortoise into the wild. We will do that when they have their babies. They are pregnant, so one of them's pregnant at least. We will eventually get there. Are you okay? They looked dead. Oh my goodness. Okay, they're fine. You're having a baby. You're not having a baby. Tilly, if you could get on it with Todd, that would be ideal. No one's using the hard shelters that we've given them, but I guess that's their call. If they don't, maybe they want a nice refreshing walk in the rain. Who knows? The rhinos are definitely taking advantage. They're very happy in there. Oh my goodness, our tortoise is about to have their offspring. No way. Just as we're talking about it. Where are they? This one. Offspring imminent. Well, let's wait for their little bubba to come out. It's quite a miserable day to have a baby, isn't it? I do feel bad for them. You can look at their little spurs on their feet as well. You can see them at the back, the little spurs on the spurred tortoise. Oh, they're very cool. They're such a cute animal, the tortoise, aren't they? Like, I think all species of tortoise, or at least most of them, are absolutely adorable. They just seem to mind their own business and, you know, not get in anyone's way. And the light's coming through. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. And there's going to be new life. Come on. She is still definitely giving birth. She's taking her time. She's offspring imminent, so I don't know if she's like aiming to do it in the burrow or something. Maybe that's what she's going for, but she's quite far away. I'm going to give her a helping hand and just move her towards the burrow because I feel like we do that in real life. And I'm going to move Todd as well because Oh, it's Tilly that was following. I have a feeling that she is walking towards the burrow to give birth. I could be wrong, though, because they lay them in nests. Usually. Like, they'll lay their eggs in nests. So I don't know if this is how they replicate it in the game, as they have them go towards their burrows. Or if she's just going to lie down and they'll spawn a baby. Yeah, she's going... I think she's going in the burrow now. I think she was just playing around a little bit, but now she is actually aiming to go in the burrow. So I imagine she will give birth in the burrow. Which makes sense. That's quite a cool feature as well, if they do head for the burrows. Or we've got the inspector arrived as well. Well, let's go inside, have a look at the camera view of the burrow. She will be entering very shortly. Here she comes. Coming into the void, or through the void, into the burrow. Bless her, expecting mother-to-be. Hopefully, she is just going to lie on the bed. A very glacial walk that she has. Yeah, I think she's just going to get comfortable in their little bed, and then she'll have the baby. Bless her. I love these habitat cameras, though. They're so cool, the little burrow cams. Like, that was such a great feature that they added. Here we go. Here we go. She's going to lie down, pop out a couple of kids. Yeah, that seems like it. Have you had a baby? Oh, yes! Oh, my goodness! Look at you! Tiny little head. Is it just one? You just had a baby. All of that for one baby. Oh, maybe she's popping out another one now. She looks in the same position, to be honest. Look at their little faces. I don't know if they'll come out of the burrow yet, or whether they'll... Oh, yeah, there's another one here. There's another one. And they will, it looks like. It looks like they're leaving already. Oh, my goodness. 2 babies. Well, let's see if she has any more. I feel like I have to look at the whole room. I was looking near her because I thought that would be a logical place for babies to come. But no, apparently they could appear literally anywhere in the vicinity of her. I think that is it. I think that's all of her babies. Oh, I just had 2 little babies. Well done, Tanya. And is that Tilly's coming in to see? She wants to see the babies. She's like, I didn't have any babies. Also, where's their feeder? Oh, is it here? That could probably be better moved to somewhere like here for them. Because they just tend to do like a route back and forth. I feel like that's a better spot for their food. And we've already done this. Breed a new exhibit animal. Oh, we would smash that. Yeah, then we do that in half a second with all our frogs. And that's actually one thing we didn't set up in here is management. So I believe you guys were saying that my settings were correct. So we've got a male and a female in here. If we put management on to be 1 male, store and trade center, we'll do it by appeal and lowest first. And then the same here, we'll do it by appeal and lowest first. I think that is correct. In fact, no, I think I figured it out. Right, so this one is 1532. This one is 1500, the Goliath frogs. This is the male Goliath frog. There's only 1 habitat, so we can't get mixed up between the different exhibits that we put them in. This one is 1500. So what we want is the reverse of what I've done. So we want to put them on highest first. I think it means that they will prioritize the highest ones. So if we put this on... We might as well do appeal because I don't really know what it's going to order for conservation credits because you can't release them into the wild. If we put highest first and then we put our other one in, this would be a good test of it actually. If we put our one that has 1,532 appeal, the one in here has 1,500. So if we put this one in, let's see which one it spits out, and it should be the lower one. No, it spat out the higher one. That's weird. Genetics, 1500. Okay. Well, then let's put it back to what it was on. Maybe I did have it right. Appeal lowest first. Then let's put you in here. And then, yeah, that's got the higher one, the higher appeal one. Yeah, that's got rid of the one with 1,500. That has 0% fertility. Yeah, so that's what we want. We want it how we had it, basically, on lowest first. I don't know how they got in here, but maybe it was when I switched it to conservation rating or something instead. That could have happened. But this seems to be correct. I do want to just go through quickly and make sure that if we've got... Like, because some of them, we've only got one box. Like this one, there's only... All of them are in one habitat here. So it should be the best ones. And I don't think we've got any golden poison frogs. I'm actually going to sort them by species so we can see. But I don't think we have any golden poison frogs that are better than these ones in the habitat. There's no, like, really good ones here. And then for the Lehman's poison frog, there are better ones here. But I think that's because we've got 2 boxes of them. So there's poison frogs in here and there's poison frogs in here. So what I want to do is just... Yeah, so that's a really good male. There's another really good male. I think we should put the other good male in here because this isn't as good. If that makes sense. So let's grab one of our great males here and put them in this one. And then the female in here is amazing. And the female in here is amazing. I'm just going off the fact that they've got gold, like, conservation rating. They've probably got quite high appeal. That should have sorted everything. I don't know about our female in here, actually. What's she like? Oh, she's really good. Okay, cool. That is fine. And then we need to do the same. Oh, what's the disease risk? Oh, clean it up. Come on, keepers. Don't slack. Yeah, run. And that one as well. We might need to set up some work zones soon. Seems like our educators have a high workload, but it says our keepers are fine with it. We've got 3 keepers floating around. So I don't really know if we need it yet. What I'm going to do is put the same management on all of these, so it's appeal lowest first, because I believe that is correct now. I feel like we finally got to the bottom of it. Okay, that is all of them. They're all on. The only other thing we could do is decide... Oh, what's this? Temperature. It's too cold. Oh my goodness, we never set this one up. It needs to be 26 degrees. Must have missed the temperature on that one. Oh, on all of them, did we? Oh, I feel so bad. No, this one we did it. I didn't do the temperature on the other 2. I just did humidity. Oh, the poor things. Oh, well, bless them. They're okay now. 1985, 1985, and 98. Cool. That's all done as well. And the talks work perfectly. I don't know what's going on with the lighting. I think they're... It's because it's more shaded here. They're, like, slightly on in the corners. But that's fine. Now this area works perfectly, which is exactly what we want. And I believe we can have some more in here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7. I think we can have another female in the one on the left. That would be ideal. They're both okay. I'm going to get the younger one. Oh, that's a rescue, though. Let's get the rescue. And put them in here. Oh, and I put it to have 0 females. So let's have 1 female. And grab her. She's gone into the void. Right, there she is. Let's send her into zoo here. Because it's automatically thrown her out. There we go. And that's 8 of them in 1 tank together. Because it's a huge tank and they like groups of 8. So that's fine. And the same over here. They've got 5 in 1 huge tank. Now we've got new challenges. Increase conservation ratings 2 stars. We probably need to release... I think if we do this, we'll improve our conservation rating and get both of them at once, honestly. Okay, next, I think we should expand this area properly. Let's get this area going. And in this space, I want to create, like, another entrance to this path area. I don't want it to just straight away be the land exhibits from the water ones. I want to have, like, a little path there. So I think that works. It's another way into the building. And that should help congestion along this if we have some ways in partway through the building. But if you want to do from one end to another, this is obviously the route you take through this end here. So I'm going to build out the shell with the exhibits in it, and let's see where we get to. When placing the exhibits, I didn't want to put them all just in a straight line. I wanted to have some of them be a bit different. So I've done a combination of like a few straight line ones and then a square one that I hope in the future when the building is bigger, the guests will be able to walk all the way around. And also the sizing I didn't think needed to be the same because not all of the animals going in are the same. Like some of them are much bigger than others. So I've kind of tried to size their tanks appropriately for that. Then I wrestled with the pathing for what felt like a year of my life, but I eventually did manage to get it done by using the align to grid function and 4-meter pathing, which managed to create a pretty complete bamboo floor that our guests should be able to access regardless of their accessibility requirements. And then it was just a case of coating the exterior of the building in mud and the interior of the building in wooden logs to fit with our sustainable theme using only sustainable materials and also keep in theme with the other buildings in the surrounding area. Okay, I feel like that is pretty reasonable for a general layout. We're obviously going to have to move all this seating out the way, but that's absolutely fine. We can do that. And move the bin as well. And to be honest, that creates kind of a better area over here. We can leave a little bit of space for them to look through there, and then we could have even more seating along here, realistically. And maybe another bin. I think, actually, maybe not that one there. If that seat were there, I think that's a bit better. And then they've got another bunch of entrances in and 4 different tanks. So we've got 3 3s and then a 4 here, which I think works. I think that's pretty reasonable. We could even turn this one into a 4 now I'm thinking about it. But what I might do is move it so that the 4 is here. I think I'm going to duplicate this, and if I remove the path here, in fact, you don't need any of that path there. If I have this one here, and I remove this path as well, because we don't need it, that is now a 4 tank. So I'd like to give the iguana and the tortoise a 4 tank, because I think they're a little bit bigger, and it just makes sense to me. So I think we're going to do that. We can have a nice long tank, and then a square tank. And then we've got our 2 slightly smaller species can go in these 2 3-tank ones we have here. So without further ado, let's get our animals. We've got some of them already. I believe we've got the fire salamanders. So let's get both of them in. And these are going to go in one of these 3s. Let's put them in this one here. So let's put them in each one, and then we can move them along because we're only actually going to have them in one of the 3 tanks. Because these guys get aggressive if there are potential mates. And they might fight each other over mates. So I don't want to have them like mixed together. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause the game before it freaks out at me. We might as well set these to the right ranges. So 15 to 24. The middle of that is probably about 18. 19 is probably fine for that. Let's put 19. And then 60 to 75. Let's put it at like 68. That's probably good. And we'll do the same on all of these. So 19 and 68. And then I'm going to rename this one to be Fire Salamander. And then we're going to do this one to be Fire Salamander X. And then this one to be Fire Salamander XX. Because we want to know basically that they're not in there. They're only in this one in the middle. If we hit play on this, that will improve. What I'm also going to do is I'm also just going to rotate this one so that we've got some different layouts. Because otherwise it's going to look very samey. And I should have done this the whole way around. I think if we shuffle them around like this, it looks a bit different. Hopefully that doesn't mess up this. No, they've still got the same settings. And they're both empty. So that's good. That's good. Cool. This has everything it needs, basically. It's got no enrichment, but they should be fairly happy in here. And whilst I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to move the other ones around as well. Like, these habitats are all identical. I want to just shuffle them so that they don't look the same. And everyone should be fine. It's not changed any of the settings. I'm literally just rotating them. And that is going to mess up our windows, but that's also fine. All we need to do is close the windows we don't need. Which is not that one, it's this one. And add in the windows that we want, like the 2D facade here. So I'm going to do that for all of these and for the axolotls as well. Okay, that is all good. Everyone's happy. And it does make a massive difference. Like if you... Oh my goodness. I didn't see the path in here. It's gone haywire. Right, we need to fix that and have it connect up. That's hilarious. So the minute there's like a massive rope that means you're not allowed through. I'm sure we can fix this. There we go. That's all connected now. The path thing doesn't like buildings like this, but it does work, you know. And I did this on a grid. I found it much easier once I put the grid on. And there are a few little weird anomalies, but nothing crazy, honestly. And if we do railing on ground path here, it could even make sense. Yeah, I think that's a bit better to have it there. I don't think it's the worst thing, because then it kind of connects into the building a bit better. I also didn't want to have these windows open here because I don't want people standing at the entrances. I want them to move inside and not block the entrances. So we've got this, and it gives a bit more space to have the facades up, which look quite cool for the animals. So actually, while we're here, let's put in the facades on these because they do make a big difference. And if we've got 3D facades, I want to use those. The others only had 2D, which is a bit of a shame, but I think the 3Ds make a lot of difference. Like, that looks much cooler, doesn't it? And it looks much more like one tank now we've rotated them around a bit. So for our next animals, we've got to get the lesser Antillean iguana, don't we? And if we look on the Zoopedia, these guys are critically endangered. They live in a group of 1 to 2, and it's super simple, basically. They live to 14, so we don't want to get really old ones. But these are all super young. This one is probably the same genetically. Appeal-wise, this one is slightly better. Let's go for this one. And it's a little bit older, but I think it's probably good. Oh, I'm going to pause the game because animal welfare is attracting protesters. I don't like that. And then for our male, we've got to get this one, right? He's a bit better. So let's grab that one. What is going on? Oh, it's our axolotl. What have we done? Is it the climate's changed or something? What's wrong? Is it not connected up? Is that the issue? Oh, it's cleanliness. It needs cleaning. Let's request the keeper. I believe these are all connected. Yeah, I think they are. So it shouldn't be a problem, but I guess we'll see that as we go. Cleanliness. 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 I'm going to turn off the railing on the ground path. And these are all connected. It's already there. This one, I'm not sure is connected. Okay, I think that works okay. And now they should all be connected. I wonder if our keepers are like struggling now because of these. I tell you what, I'm going to hire another keeper anyway, and they can get on this. And yeah, I think that'll work. So they can hopefully work on the cleanliness. Oh, baby Otter's about to mature as well. They're a juvenile, 2 years old. I guess at 2 they turn into an adult? I don't know. Little bubbles. Cute little thing. I don't know when they turn into an adult though, because that looks like it's already got some time in there. Doesn't look like it's near the end, unless it just ticks forward. Maybe I don't know that, but yeah, 2 hours they turn in. 2 years they turn into adulthood. Yeah, So I guess any second they'll turn into an adult. Well, we'll keep an eye on them because I want to continue with this. I want to make sure all our animals are okay. Let's get our iguanas in here. So, oh, we've got better ones here now. That one's such a better male. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to quick trade this one. And we're going to get the really good one. Because if we're doing it for, you know, the breeding, we want to make sure that we're using the best ones available. And these guys, I'm going to give the long habitat. And I'm going to shift them across all 4 of them. And we're going to have 3 empty ones and 1 full one. There we go. They can actually live in this one together. But then in these habitats, they're just going to be empty. And again, I'm just going to shuffle these round. Okay, there we are. Now we can put their layout in. And I think these guys, we've already got it. Look at them in there as well. You can see them both. We're going to put in all of the enrichment. Why not? Give them everything they want across all of them. And we've got to make sure that they have the right climate as well that works for them. Okay, that seems good. I think our otter's going to mature as well. So let's go find them. Oh, they're 2.1 now. And they're still not matured. I'm going to leave them in here, actually, because I think they don't breed. We just need to put them on contraceptives. So I'm going to apply contraceptives, and they can live in the habitat with their parents for now, because you do breed a family group. And then I think maybe when the father dies, we'll get another male in, and then they can breed with all of the otters. Oh, no, they stay in a family, don't they? So I guess we should leave them to breed, to grow in here. They help raise the other siblings and stuff. So we'll keep them in here for now, and eventually we will release some of them. But it probably helps to have a bit of a family unit as far as rearing them, knowing that they do help look after their siblings. We don't have any ATMs either. I'm going to dismiss that for now. We probably should get some, though, or our guests are going to start running out of money. Look at our iguanas. They're in here. How cool is that? Look at them just chilling. Very cool. Right, let's add the walls and stuff in here. You may have noticed that I've also put in these little sections. I think I'm going to add little doors in, and then there'll be ways that the keepers can access these habitats if they need to. And just like do a bit of maintenance. They can open a hatch and reach them like we did with the frogs. So I'm going to add in the little doors for them, and then also put the windows on this one with the facades that we need. There we go. That looks much cooler. Yeah, I like that. We've got 2 of our species in here now. This place is looking pretty cool. Let's add in some donation bins and some education for these 2. And I think, again, I'm just going to put the donation bin in the middle. And then maybe for these guys, we'll put them here in like the corners. Or even at the sides. That might be reasonable. And these guys also need the log shop front to kind of tie it together. I forgot to put that in. And they're going to need the... what did we use? I think the archways. Yes, the archways between them. Because that kind of disguises the glass. So I'm going to do that in all of our habitats as well. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Now, we've got a couple of them in here. Let's learn a little bit more about the awesome fire salamanders. The fire salamander is an amphibian living in the deciduous forest throughout mainland Europe. Its skin is black with yellow spots, although there can be much variation in their patterning. And this bright coloration of the fire salamander indicates its toxicity. They secrete a neurotoxin called salamandrin through their skin, which can cause muscle convulsions, difficulty breathing, high blood pressure, and death. However, unless it's ingested, this toxin is generally not dangerous to humans. The fire salamanders measure between 15 centimeters and 30 centimeters long, and they weigh approximately 30 to 50 grams. They're so small. Males and females don't differ in size or appearance. While the larvae are aquatic, the adults can't swim, and they spend their lives on solid ground. Fire salamanders are mostly found under damp, decaying leaf matter on the ground. And according to legend, the fire salamander received its name because it was born in fires. Most likely they were hiding on wood that humans had gathered to build fires, and then tried to escape the flames by crawling out of the embers. But it's a nice story. Fire salamanders tend to stay in the same home range for many years, some even returning to the same spots for their winter hibernation. In most subspecies of the fire salamander, the offspring develops in eggs inside the female to be born as live aquatic larvae. However, the Fastosa and Bernardeschi varieties can give birth to fully metamorphized young, skipping the aquatic stage altogether. Fire salamanders are solitary in the wild, but they are generally tolerant of other individuals if there's enough space, mates, and food available. Males may be aggressive towards each other if disputing territory or access to mates. In the mating season, the males attempt to locate females who are moving through their territory. The female fire salamanders may undergo delayed implantation based on when the environmental conditions are most favorable for them, which can be up to 2 to 5 months after mating. The female fire salamanders often gestate during hibernation, during which time the eggs will develop inside the female. By the time she's ready to give birth, she will deliver live young called larvae. For this, she must find an area of water that's shallow enough for her to crawl out, as the adult fire salamanders can't swim very well. She may go to several pools over several days to release between 20 to 75 live larvae. Fire salamander larvae are 2.5 centimeters long and already have fully developed limbs. They have gills and, unlike adults, require water to survive. Their larval stage lasts a minimum of 4 weeks, but depending on the environmental conditions, this may last longer. Once they begin to lose their gills, they'll leave the water. And unfortunately, fire salamanders are considered a vulnerable species after having been classed as the least concern since their initial assessment. The species population has declined significantly and is predicted to decline further due to the spread of Gazelle in Europe, a fungus which is extremely lethal to salamanders and has already had devastating effects on populations in several countries. Additionally, ongoing habitat degradation puts further pressure on the wild fire salamanders. And I think these are coming along quite nicely. We've got loads to do, so I want to plow on. Let's get our next species. And you can see of these left, we're going to go for the Mexican red-knee tarantula and the Hermann's tortoise. So let's do the tarantula next. These guys live in groups of 1 to 5, and they're solitary, and they're likely to be aggressive towards each other if kept together in a terrarium. So it sounds like 1 female, 1 male, that's all we need. And presumably, if we put them in one of these 3s, we could put up like a divider and split them off. So let's get some of them. Who is available in the wild? Mexican red-knee tarantula. We saw them by Peel. There's loads of them. There's a rescue here that's amazing. Let's get this one. And then there's another amazing custom seizure there. Those 2 will serve our needs perfectly. Let's grab them and probably move them over. And then move them into the middle. And then we just need to rotate these habitats and add in all the decoration we usually do, as well as making them the right climate, which for these guys, 26 degrees seems good. Probably looking at more like 70% humidity though. Okay, these guys are in here. That's looking good. We haven't got any layout for them, but they should be fairly happy. So I think let's get our next one in here. And the next species we're going to get is the Hermann's tortoise. So I'm going to throw these in. These live in groups of 1 to 16. And they only spend time together to mate, but they do tolerate nearby individuals, provided there's enough space and food. So I think they're probably fine to go together. And they live to 90, which is so long. Okay, so these guys can be probably thrown together. We could have 4 in each one, probably, for a group size of 16. And then we're getting maximum breeding whilst also respecting their group sizes. So Hermann's tortoise. Oh, there's not even that many. Well, let's get all of them that are available. We've got... Oh, that one's got 0% fertility. So maybe we adopt them they're not going to be able to breed because they're not fertile, but we can give them a good life because they're a custom seizure. And this one is going to breed, but has no longevity, so I don't think that's very ethical to be breeding that one. In that case, let's get the ones we have here, and we can probably put all 3 of these into one of the habitats. I'm going to just put them into the back one and then move them around from here. And now I'm going to do the same thing where we add in all the pieces and everything that make it look like one habitat, as well as all the facades inside. Okay, that looks pretty cool. We're getting there. And I've crucially forgotten to make it the right climate for them. Luckily, it is just okay. But again, these guys are 26. Maybe we make that like 30 degrees. And a 55 humidity. There we go. That seems pretty good. And look at them. Can see them already, the little ones. Do we have any more that we can get? Because that would be ideal. Yes. Okay, there's another female that looks good. And another male that looks good. And then unfortunately our one that we're not getting. So let's put the other 2 into a different one. They can go into here. And then we should probably manage all of these as well. So I'm going to turn on manage populations. They're not going to breed this quickly, but I want to do it before I forget. So let's put it for peel and lowest first, as we've been doing everywhere else. There we go. They're all being managed now. Populations are safe, and these guys as well. I'm going to keep the numbers we've got in here. I'll maybe say 2 and 2. And we'll try and get 2 males and 2 females into each one. And that way, even if we can't actually get them in there, like even if we can't buy the right number, if they breed, we'll be able to get the right numbers. Because as soon as they have 1 female in this habitat, for example, we've now got 2 females. So now we're done. That one will stay. And then if they have any more babies, they will be sent to the trade center. I'm also sending all of them to the trade center so we can make a decision. I feel like we've reached a decision on the frogs, though. We have so many frogs. And it's time probably to sell all of these. So we're going to quick trade them. I'm going to say it's a breeding program. So we are giving them to another zoo that is going to reintroduce them to the wild. It's just annoying that we can't release them to the wild, because I guess it's a way in the game to farm conservation credits. But for the sake of what we're doing, we're basically giving them to another zoo, maybe in their local region, that is then going to reintroduce them. And we have plenty to give them. These guys are struggling with their nutrition. Which tank are you in? Ah, this one. Okay. That's not good. Is the keeper assigned? Can I locate a keeper? Okay, they're right there. Let's see if they do it. I don't know whether it's just the keepers are overwhelmed or they can't reach them. I feel like they can't reach them. But these guys are looking at them, so that seems odd. Or do they need to go to a keeper hut still? Well, let's put them here and see what they do. Ah, they're going to the keeper hut. I thought with the exhibit animals, they just wiped the tank and it cleaned them and fed them. But maybe I'm wrong. They seem to be preparing some kind of food. Is this for them? Preparing food for exhibit 30. Ah, yeah, it is. It's Axolotl. We need to rename these as well. Axolotl 1. And then we will do Axolotl 1 to 3. Okay, it's a lot of habitats we've added, though. I think what we're going to do is we're going to create a work zone and just give one keeper all of this area, because it is a huge amount to be occupying. It's going to give all of these exhibits and the keeper hut and the staff room over here as well. And we could give them that staff room too. I think I'm going to do this and call it the Endangered exhibits. Because that's kind of what That's what, like, unites all of them together. The endangered exhibits. Let's put them in there. I know they're not all technically endangered. Some of them are at risk and things like that, but I think they're okay. And this is a disease risk as well. Okay, our keepers are having a massive problem now. I think we probably need to do some work zones for our keepers to stop this being a problem. But now we've got the iguanas in here. Let's learn a little bit more about the Lesser Antillean iguana. The Lesser Antillean iguana is a large species of lizard endemic to the Lesser Antilles Islands of the Caribbean, specifically Anguilla, Guadeloupe, Martinique, and Dominica, although I've pronounced none of those correctly. The Lesser Antillean iguanas can be distinguished from green iguanas by the absence of the large rounded scale on the cheek. The Lesser Antillean iguana is grey with a green belly and has a short, blunted face with white scales around the jaw. The males have pink jowls and blue scales around the eyes, whereas the females lack this coloration and are about 2/3 the size of their male counterparts. The eggs of the Lesser Antillean iguana are often eaten by snakes, birds, opossums, and lizards. The iguana also does not urinate, and instead it excretes excess salt and other uric waste products through salt glands, which is weird. The Lesser Antillean iguanas can see in ultraviolet, which is awesome, and they can also shed their tails as a decoy or to escape from predators. Lesser Antillean iguanas are solitary animals and only interact to mate and to compete over mates, so it's a good thing we've only got 2 in this zoo. The males have a hierarchy where dominance is signaled by their coloration. The darker grey the scales are, the more dominant the individual is, and the more likely it is for a female to be receptive to them. During the mating season, they'll establish a territory and display to females by strutting and engaging in head-pushing behavior with rival males. After mating, the mother searches for a sandy area to dig a tunnel where she'll lay her clutch of eggs. These will hatch 3 months after and are immediately independent, so there's very little parenting that goes on. Unfortunately, the Lesser Antillean iguana is a critically endangered species and is threatened by habitat loss, hunting by feral animals, and hybridization with the invasive green iguana. Currently, their population is very fragmented and is estimated to only be 15,000 left in the wild. So hopefully this zoo can do a small part to help them by breeding their numbers up a bit. And although this building isn't decorated yet and we do need to sort out our keepers, I think we've got too much to do to put it all into one video. So we're going to continue this in the next video, decorate up the inside of the building and sort out some work zones with our keepers so they're not all over the place. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you in the next one.